Have you ever wondered what it truly takes to live a happy and fulfilling life? One that isn't dependent on chasing fleeting goals or material possessions? What if the secret to lasting happiness isn't something you have to find out there, but a quality you must cultivate from within a mindset that can weather any storm? Imagine a life where you are so grounded in gratitude, acceptance, and love that every challenge becomes a lesson, every moment a gift, and every connection a source of profound joy. This is the timeless promise of Stoic philosophy and modern psychology, a powerful blend of ancient wisdom and contemporary science that cuts through the noise to show you how to find genuine, unshakable happiness right where you are. Have you ever noticed how we tend to make life far more complicated and serious than it needs to be? It often feels as if we're participating in a global competition to see who can frown the hardest, getting so consumed by our daily stresses and responsibilities that we forget to simply let go and laugh. However, both ancient wisdom and modern science agree that laughter is far more than just a fleeting feeling of amusement. It is a vital tool for safeguarding your mental and physical well-being. At first glance, the Stoics might not seem like the kind of philosophers who would champion laughter. Their philosophy is famously built on disciplined self-control and maintaining composure in the face of adversity. Yet even they understood the profound importance of a light heart. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, offered the timeless insight that people are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them. While this quote is a serious piece of advice about controlling your emotions, it also highlights a critical choice you can choose to let life's challenges weigh you down, or you can choose to free yourself from their heaviness, and laughter is one of the most effective ways to do so. Laughter may seem like a small, insignificant act, but its effects are incredibly powerful. When we laugh, our brains unleash a flood of feel-good chemicals such as endorphins and serotonin, which not only elevate our mood, but also help us cope with physical pain. More importantly, laughter actively lowers the levels of cortisol and adrenaline, the two primary stress hormones in our system. These hormones are responsible for the body's fight-or-flight response, and by reducing their levels, laughter effectively helps mitigate the physical effects of stress, acting as a natural reset button for our nervous system. It calms us down, restores a sense of control, and can even improve our sleep quality. Think of life as a roller coaster full of unexpected twists, sudden drops, and moments that make you question everything. Laughter in this context is like a safety harness. It doesn't make the thrilling ups and downs disappear, but it helps you feel secure and resilient enough to handle whatever comes next. Dr. Lee Burke's extensive research at Loma Linda University has scientifically proven this, showing that laughter acts as a potent, natural stress reliever. His studies demonstrated that even a few moments of genuine laughter can lower blood pressure, strengthen the immune system, and reduce the production of stress hormones, proving that it is a long-term strategy for protecting your health, not just a temporary mood boost. But what if you don't feel like laughing? What if daily pressures make finding joy seem impossible? This is where the Stoic mindset truly shines. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control external events, we can always control our response to them. Choosing to laugh even in the midst of a difficult situation is a conscious act of control, a decision to seek out the lighter side of life and refuse to let hardships completely overwhelm you. The good news is that you don't need a great sense of humor to benefit. Research has shown that even forced laughter, as practiced in laughter yoga, can have the same positive effects on the brain and body as spontaneous laughter. A study in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine found that cancer patients who participated in laughter therapy felt less depressed and more hopeful, showing the incredible resilience that laughter can foster even in the most challenging of battles. So how can you infuse more laughter into your life? Start small. Don't wait for a perfect joke or a hilarious movie. Instead, find humor in the little things. Laugh at your own mistakes, chuckle at the absurdity of a situation, or simply allow yourself to be amused by a silly meme a friend sends you. Every time you laugh, you are training your brain to focus on the positive and release the negative, even if just for a moment. For instance, if you're stuck in a traffic jam and are running late for an important meeting, you have a choice. You can either sit there fuming with frustration, or you can laugh at the ridiculousness of the situation. By choosing laughter, you take control of your emotional state. It may not get you to your meeting any faster, but it will certainly reduce the stress and frustration of feeling helpless. Laughter is a powerful tool, a skill that you can develop to help you navigate life's inevitable ups and downs, and it requires nothing more than a willingness to see the lighter side. So the next time life feels a little too heavy, remember that a good laugh is always within your reach, and it might just be the key to a happier, healthier, and more balanced life. Take a moment to consider your typical day. How much of it is spent indoors, surrounded by screens, artificial lighting, and recycled air? Modern life has a peculiar habit of keeping us confined, tethered to our desks and phones from dawn until dusk. By the end of the day, it can feel as though we haven't truly experienced the world at all. But humans were not designed for this. For centuries, our ancestors thrived outdoors, living in harmony with nature and its natural rhythms. This deep connection is a core principle of Stoicism, which teaches us to live in accordance with the natural world. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." A powerful reminder that when we align ourselves with nature's pace, we find balance and peace. So how do we reconnect with a world that seems designed to keep us indoors? It can be as simple as stepping outside. Spending time in nature, whether in a park, on a beach, or even in your own backyard, has a profound impact on your mental and physical health. Countless studies have shown that being outdoors can lower stress, improve your mood, and even spark creativity. According to research in environmental health perspectives, just 20 minutes in a natural setting can significantly reduce cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone. This simple act of breathing fresh air and soaking in sunlight can be more effective than many other relaxation techniques. It's no surprise that people who live near green spaces report higher levels of happiness and better health than those in more urban environments. You may think you're too busy to go outside every day, especially if you live in a bustling city. But reconnecting with nature doesn't require a week-long camping trip. It can be as simple as taking a brief walk around your neighborhood, sitting on a park bench for a few minutes, or simply opening your windows to let in fresh air and natural light. The goal is to break the monotony of indoor life and give your mind and body a chance to reset. The Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, has been shown to lower blood pressure, improve immune function, and boost energy levels. And these benefits can be gained even when surrounded by a few trees in a city park. Nature has a way of grounding us and putting our worries into perspective. When was the last time you felt the breeze on your face or heard the rustling of leaves? These seemingly small details can have a huge impact on your well-being, reminding you of the bigger picture of life and making your daily problems seem a little less daunting. The physical benefits are equally impressive. Research from Stanford University shows that walking in nature reduces rumination, the negative repetitive thoughts that contribute to anxiety and depression. When you get outside, you are not just exercising your body. You are giving your mind a much-needed break from the pressures of daily life. The Stoics understood that nature was the ultimate teacher of patience, resilience, and acceptance. They believed that when you are outdoors, you see life happening in its natural rhythm. The changing seasons, the flow of rivers, the growth of plants, and by tapping into this rhythm, you can find a deep sense of peace. To start connecting with nature today, simply set aside a few minutes to step outside and observe the world around you. Over time, you will find yourself craving this connection, noticing details you once overlooked, and discovering a sense of calm and joy that is difficult to find anywhere else. In conclusion, nature is a crucial component of our well-being, and by making time for it, we can reduce stress, improve our mood, and find balance in a chaotic world. The solution to feeling overwhelmed may be as simple as stepping outside and allowing nature to do its thing. Let's be honest, mornings don't have the best reputation. For many, the blare of an alarm feels like a punishment pulling them from the warmth of their bed and forcing them to face a new day. We've been conditioned to stay up late, binge-watch shows, and squeeze every last drop of relaxation out of the night. But what if becoming a morning person was one of the single best decisions you could make for your happiness and well-being? While you might believe you are just not a morning person. Waking up early is more a habit than a genetic trait, and its benefits are undeniable. The Stoics, with their emphasis on discipline and self-control, deeply valued the practice of starting the day early. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote to himself, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought into the world to do?" This mindset transforms the morning from a chore into an opportunity to embrace your purpose and take control of your day rather than letting the day control you. Science strongly supports this. Studies have shown that early risers tend to be more optimistic, proactive, and less prone to stress. Research from the University of Toronto found that those who wake up earlier report higher levels of positive emotions, greater life satisfaction, and are less likely to experience conditions like obesity and depression. Waking up early is not just a nice idea, it's a proven strategy for boosting your mental and physical health. One of the key reasons for this is that it gives you time, precious quiet moments to yourself before the world awakens. This is a perfect time for reflection, planning, or simply enjoying a peaceful cup of coffee. This uninterrupted time allows you to set your intentions for the day, making you more focused and productive when things get busy later on. Additionally, waking up early aligns you with your body's natural circadian rhythm, leading to more energy and better sleep quality. You don't have to jump from a night owl to a 5 a.m. riser overnight. The key is to gradually adjust your schedule by going to bed and waking up 15 minutes earlier each day until it feels natural. Use this extra time for activities that are important to you but often get pushed aside, such as working out, meditating, or journaling. Seneca advised that a mind needs relaxation to be improved and sharper after a good break, and the early morning provides the perfect time for such reflection. Having something small to look forward to, like a quiet breakfast or a good book, can also transform the morning from a chore into a reward. While you may feel groggy at first, your body will adapt, and you'll find that you have more energy and feel more in control of your day, ready to tackle challenges with confidence. In conclusion, becoming a morning person is about creating intentional space for joy and fulfillment, giving yourself the gift of time to live with purpose. So tomorrow, try resisting the snooze button and embracing the quiet start to your day. It might just be the thing that transforms your life. Have you ever experienced a day that simply flies by while another seems to drag on forever? The difference often lies in how you fill your time. We've all had those lazy weekends where nothing is planned, and by Sunday night, we wonder where the time went. In contrast, a day filled with purposeful activities often feels more fulfilling, as if you've truly made the most of it. The key isn't to be busy for the sake of it, but to fill your days with meaningful plans that add value to your life. The Stoics had a lot to say about time, viewing it as one of our most valuable resources. Seneca, in his essay on the shortness of life, warned that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. They believed we should use our time wisely with intention and purpose. Packing your day is not about creating a rigid schedule, but about being intentional with your time, balancing productivity with spontaneity, and creating room for both structured plans and unexpected opportunities. Think of your time like a bank account. Every day you are given a limited number of hours, and it's up to you how you invest them. The Stoics would argue against wasting time on mindless activities, encouraging us to invest it in activities that nourish our minds, bodies, and relationships. Research supports this idea, showing that people who plan their days feel more satisfied with how they spend their time and report higher levels of happiness and a greater sense of control. Having a plan provides direction, making it easier to stay focused and motivated. However, it's important to avoid overscheduling, as that can lead to burnout. The goal is to find a balance that allows you to enjoy each moment. To start, reflect on what truly matters to you and what activities bring you joy. Then prioritize those activities, scheduling them in as you would a work meeting. You can break your day into chunks, dedicating mornings to important tasks and afternoons to more creative or social activities. Setting small, achievable daily goals also helps you stay on track and provides a sense of accomplishment. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, we should rise with the thought that I am rising for the work of man, embracing each day as an opportunity for growth and improvement. Of course, life doesn't always go according to plan. The Stoics would teach you to accept what you cannot control and adapt when your schedule gets derailed. The important thing is to stay flexible and focus on what you can do with the time you have left. In the end, packing your days with plans is about being mindful of your time and filling your life with meaning, not just busyness. When you do that, time will seem to expand and your days will feel richer and more satisfying. How many times have you considered giving up on something you love just because it became difficult? A passion project, a beloved hobby, or a challenging career path can all lose their luster when life gets in the way and progress is slow. But quitting on what you love means denying yourself a profound source of happiness and fulfillment. The Stoics were firm believers in perseverance, understanding that life is filled with obstacles and that the key to a fulfilling life is not avoiding them, but pushing through them. As Seneca wisely stated, it is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, but because we do not dare that things are difficult. The things you love are worth fighting for, even when they seem out of reach. We often quit because we get discouraged, especially in a world that demands instant results. But anything truly worthwhile takes time, effort, and persistence. The Stoics knew that the path to greatness is not a straight line, but a winding road filled with challenges. When you persevere through difficulty, you not only achieve something great, but also grow as a person, building patience, resilience, and discipline. Scientific research supports this, showing that people who stick with their passions are happier and more satisfied with their lives, experiencing greater well-being and a stronger sense of purpose. This is because doing what you love taps into intrinsic motivation, a joy that comes from the act itself, not an external reward. The Stoics taught that struggle is an inevitable part of life, and that true happiness comes from overcoming challenges. Marcus Aurelius's famous quote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way," reminds us that obstacles are not roadblocks, but stepping stones that help us grow stronger and more capable. To keep going when things get tough, reconnect with the initial spark that drew you to your passion in the first place. Remind yourself of the joy and excitement it brings and focus on the bigger picture rather than the day-to-day frustrations. It's also crucial to focus on the process, not just the outcome. Progress may be invisible at first, like a tree's roots spreading beneath the ground, but your effort is always building a foundation for future success. Before you give up, ask yourself if you will regret it. The Stoics would argue that the pain of regret is far worse than the discomfort of pushing through a tough time. If you feel overwhelmed, break the challenge down into smaller, manageable parts and focus on the next step. The effort you put in today is building a foundation for future success. As Seneca reminds us, we must dare to keep going, for the rewards are far greater than the challenges. In a world that often feels rushed and self-centered, kindness can seem like a forgotten concept. Yet it is one of the most powerful tools for improving not only the lives of others, but also our own. The Stoics believed in the power of kindness, understanding that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can always control our response. Marcus Aurelius called kindness invincible, asserting that it must be sincere and free of hypocrisy. When you choose to be kind, it becomes a strength that no one can take away from you. Kindness is contagious, creating a ripple effect of positivity. When you offer a kind word or a simple gesture, it can lift someone's mood and inspire them to pay it forward, a phenomenon known as the kindness contagion effect. Research shows that people who perform kind acts experience a boost in mood, reduced stress, and even improved health, while those who receive kindness feel more gratitude and happiness. The Stoics saw kindness as a duty, believing in the interconnectedness of all people. Epictetus taught that we are all brothers and sisters by nature, bound by a shared humanity. This view encourages us to treat everyone with respect and compassion. To incorporate more kindness, be mindful of your daily interactions. Instead of reacting with frustration to someone who irritates you, choose kindness by letting it go or even smiling at them. You can also actively look for opportunities to help others, from holding a door open to sending an encouraging text. These small acts add up, and the more you practice kindness, the better you will feel, as science shows that it releases oxytocin, which promotes feelings of warmth and connection. Seneca's words remind us that wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness, highlighting that kindness is always within our reach. It is a choice we can make at any time, even in difficult situations. Of course, being kind doesn't mean letting people take advantage of you. The Stoics believed in maintaining boundaries and acting from a place of strength and integrity. By choosing kindness, you reclaim your sense of agency and create a life filled with meaning and connection. How often do you say no to opportunities simply because they push you out of your comfort zone? Perhaps you turn down an invitation to a party or a challenging project at work. While setting boundaries is important, constantly saying no can close the door to experiences that could bring you joy, growth, and adventure. The Stoics believed that life was meant to be lived fully, and that stepping into the unknown is essential for growth. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. A reminder that we can choose to be open to new possibilities. Saying yes can be difficult because stepping out of our routine feels uncomfortable and scary. But growth rarely happens in our comfort zones, and avoiding discomfort only leads to stagnation. By saying yes more often, you give yourself the chance to learn and experience life in new ways. The last time you said no to a new hobby or event, what would have happened if you had said yes? You might have learned a new skill or had an interesting conversation. Saying yes also triggers the release of dopamine in the brain, making you feel happier and more fulfilled as you step outside your comfort zone. While you don't have to say yes to everything, reconsider saying no out of fear or laziness, as it can close doors to adventure and happiness. Marcus Aurelius encouraged looking within to find the source of strength to face new challenges, reminding us that we are often more capable than we think. Saying yes can also strengthen your relationships, as shared experiences are the foundation of strong bonds. You might feel too tired to go to a friend's gathering, but by saying yes, you are creating lasting memories and strengthening your connection. The Stoics also encouraged embracing challenges as a way to grow, believing that difficulties show a person what they are. Of course, saying yes doesn't guarantee a smooth experience. But even if you fail, you will have learned something valuable. The more you step outside your comfort zone, the more confidence you build, allowing you to handle whatever life throws your way. In conclusion, saying yes is about embracing life's opportunities and allowing yourself to grow through new experiences, leading to a richer and more fulfilling life. In our hyper-connected world, our phones have become a constant source of distractions, notifications, and information. While technology offers countless benefits, this constant connection can rob us of something invaluable, our presence in the moment. The Stoics, without smartphones, understood this well, believing that distraction was a major obstacle to living a good life. Seneca famously said, "He who is everywhere is nowhere," highlighting that a divided attention prevents us from fully experiencing anything. It is difficult to disconnect from our phones because they have become a source of comfort, entertainment, and validation. However, excessive use is linked to increased stress, anxiety, and poor sleep, as the constant need to stay connected takes a toll on our mental health. The simple solution is to intentionally disconnect, even for short periods, to reclaim your time and focus. The Stoics believed in controlling what is within your power, including how you use technology. You can set specific times to turn off your phone, such as during meals or before bed, to engage in the present moment without distraction. This also creates space for solitude and reflection, which the Stoics believed was essential for self-improvement and inner peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul, a retreat that is created when you disconnect from the noise of the digital world." Turning off your phone also improves your relationships. The mere presence of a phone during a conversation can reduce its quality, making people feel less connected. When you put your phone away, you show others that you value their time and presence, leading to more meaningful interactions. Additionally, disconnecting boosts your productivity, as multitasking between your work and your phone reduces your efficiency. By turning off your phone during work, you can concentrate fully on the task at hand and produce higher quality work. In conclusion, turning off your phone is a powerful way to enhance your well-being, aligning with the Stoic principles of presence and self-control. It is not about rejecting technology, but using it mindfully to enhance your life, rather than detract from it, allowing you to reconnect with yourself and the world around you. In our fast-paced world, many of us have become so focused on productivity that we forget the importance of taking breaks. However, both the Stoics and modern science agree that rest is essential for your mental health and overall well-being. Seneca, in his writings, emphasized the importance of leisure, or otium, for living wisely, as it allows you to enjoy the present moment without anxiety for the future. We often feel that taking a break is a waste of time, but rest is not the opposite of productivity. It is a necessary part of it. Studies show that our brains are not designed to focus for long stretches of time, and taking even short 5 to 10-minute breaks can boost your focus and creativity. Breaks also improve your mood and reduce mental fatigue, especially if you step outside for some fresh air. Beyond daily breaks, vacations are a necessity for long-term well-being, allowing you to completely disconnect and recharge. Research shows that vacations significantly reduce stress and improve mental health, making you more productive upon your return. The Stoics believed that rest was a natural part of living in harmony with nature, and Marcus Aurelius himself took breaks from his role as emperor to reflect and renew his spirit. These breaks were not about shirking responsibility, but about returning to his duties with greater clarity and focus. For your own life, this means giving yourself permission to rest. You can start by building small breaks into your daily routine, such as taking a short walk or practicing deep breathing. When planning vacations, remember that the key is to disconnect and relax. And a simple road trip or camping adventure can be as rejuvenating as a longer trip. Traveling also broadens your perspective and exposes you to new ideas, which the Stoics believed was essential for expanding one's mind. The Stoics taught that the quality of your break matters more than its length, and a mindful break can be incredibly restorative. In conclusion, don't underestimate the power of rest and renewal. It is a sign of your commitment to living a balanced and fulfilling life. In the pursuit of personal goals, it is easy to forget one of the most essential elements of a happy life: relationships. Spending time with friends and family brings a sense of joy, belonging, and meaning that cannot be replicated by achievements or material success. The Stoics understood this well, believing that humans are social creatures meant to thrive in connection with others. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that he was part of a larger community and that caring for others was a fundamental part of life. He wrote, "Men exist for the sake of one another. Teach them then or bear with them, highlighting our shared duty to support one another. Strong social ties are linked to greater happiness, better mental health, and even a longer life." A Harvard study found that close relationships, not wealth or fame, are what keep people happy throughout their lives. The Stoics also believed that life's joys are meant to be shared. As Seneca wrote, "There is no enjoying the possession of anything valuable unless one has someone to share it with." In our busy lives, relationships often take a back seat, but the Stoic principle of memento mori, the awareness of our own mortality, reminds us that life is short and we must make time for the people who matter most. To nurture your relationships, make an effort to show up for the people in your life even when it is inconvenient. The Stoics believed that showing kindness and love was part of living in alignment with nature's interconnectedness. It is also essential to be fully present when you are with loved ones, putting away distractions and focusing on the conversation and shared moments. This presence not only strengthens your connections, but also brings you peace and fulfillment. Relationships are not always easy, but the Stoics taught us to approach disagreements with patience and empathy, understanding that everyone is doing the best they can. Giving to others is also crucial, as contributing to the well-being of others brings a sense of fulfillment and purpose to your own life. In conclusion, relationships are at the heart of a happy life, and by prioritizing them, you are living a life rich with meaning and purpose. Helping others is a powerful way to find fulfillment and happiness. The Stoics believed that contributing to the well-being of others was one of the greatest purposes of life, and modern science confirms that people who help others are happier, less stressed, and more satisfied with life. The Stoics emphasized the interconnectedness of all people. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bees," illustrating that individual well-being is tied to the well-being of the community. Helping others provides a sense of purpose and shifts your focus away from your own problems, giving you a valuable perspective. Research shows that acts of kindness and volunteer work activate the brain's reward system, releasing feel-good chemicals that boost your mood and reduce stress. The Stoics believed that acting in service of others was a virtuous act, one that allowed you to exercise your own moral strength and focus on what is within your control. These acts don't have to be grand gestures. Even the smallest act of kindness, like listening to someone or offering a bit of advice, can make a big difference. By helping others, you create a ripple effect of positivity that can spread throughout a community. Of course, helping others does not mean neglecting yourself. The Stoics emphasized balance, recognizing that you must take care of your own needs to be able to help others effectively. You can start by looking for small opportunities to offer kindness in your daily life, such as checking in on a friend or helping a neighbor. Volunteering your time or resources to a cause you care about can also be deeply fulfilling, giving you a sense of purpose and connection to something larger than yourself. The Stoics believed that by helping each other, we build a stronger, more resilient society. In conclusion, helping others is a fundamental part of living a meaningful life, enriching not only those you help, but also yourself. In a world of constant comparison, it is easy to get caught up in what we don't have, leading to a cycle of dissatisfaction and unhappiness. The Stoics, however, believe that contentment does not come from getting more, but from appreciating what you already have. Seneca wisely said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." A reminder that constantly chasing more will never lead to happiness. While human nature can be wired to focus on what is lacking, Practicing gratitude can help you shift your perspective and appreciate the richness of your life as it is right now. Scientific research shows that people who regularly practice gratitude experience higher levels of happiness, better health, and stronger relationships. Marcus Aurelius himself practiced gratitude daily, reminding himself to be thankful for the simplest things, such as waking up and having food to eat. He wrote, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess." You can start by practicing mindfulness, noticing the small, everyday moments that are easy to overlook, like the comfort of a warm bed or the sound of birds outside your window. Keeping a gratitude journal can also help you train your brain to focus on the good in your life. The Stoics also encouraged gratitude even in difficult times, believing that challenges offer opportunities to grow stronger. This does not mean pretending everything is perfect, but finding the silver lining in tough situations. For example, a stressful situation at work can be reframed as an opportunity to gain valuable experience, which can reduce stress and make you feel more empowered. Gratitude also strengthens your relationships by helping you appreciate the people in your life and not take them for granted. The Stoics also encouraged gratitude for the simple luxuries we often overlook, such as running water or the freedom to pursue our goals. While gratitude does not mean you should ignore your ambitions, it provides a foundation of contentment from which you can continue to grow without a sense of endless striving. In conclusion, focusing on what you have is a powerful way to improve your well-being, as happiness is not something you chase, but something that is already within you when you learn to appreciate what you have. Holding on to grudges is like carrying a heavy burden that only harms you emotionally, mentally, and physically. The Stoics knew that clinging to anger only harms the person who holds it. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Letting go of a grudge does not mean excusing someone's actions. It means choosing not to let their actions control your life any longer. We often hold on to anger for a false sense of protection, but in reality, grudges trap us in the past, forcing us to relive the pain. Research supports that letting go of grudges leads to lower stress, better mental health, and even physical benefits like lower blood pressure. The Stoics believed that everyone makes mistakes and that people often act out of ignorance rather than malice. By recognizing this, you can approach situations with more compassion and less anger. To begin letting go of a grudge, first acknowledge your feelings and then ask yourself if holding on to them is serving you. Letting go is a conscious choice to free yourself from the weight of resentment, not about forgetting what happened. Practicing empathy can also help you understand where the other person might have been coming from, which can soften your own anger and make it easier to forgive for your own sake. Forgiveness is a process that requires patience, but with time, those feelings of resentment will fade. Letting go of grudges also improves your relationships, as holding on to anger creates a barrier between you and others, while releasing it creates space for love and positivity. It also helps you maintain your inner peace, as true peace comes from within and is not dependent on external circumstances. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By letting go of grudges, you choose peace over bitterness and reclaim your power. In conclusion, these timeless lessons rooted in both Stoic philosophy and practical wisdom offer a path to a happier and more fulfilled life. They remind us that happiness is not a destination, but a mindset we cultivate through our daily actions, our resilience, and our ability to find balance. From laughing more and connecting with nature to letting go of grudges and saying yes to new opportunities, these principles empower you to live with intention, purpose, and a profound sense of inner peace. The Stoics teach us that true happiness comes from within, as we have control over our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, even if we can't control everything that happens to us. These lessons are practical and adaptable. You do not have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start small. Pick one or two lessons that resonate with you and practice them consistently. Remember, happiness is a journey, and by practicing reflection and self-awareness, you can stay on track to becoming the best version of yourself. The Stoics believed in living in harmony with nature, finding balance in everything you do and not letting your goals define your worth. By embracing these timeless principles, you can navigate the complexities of modern life with wisdom, strength, and grace.